like the light sound to set on in the office over here?
The short one in the front and tall one in the back. Just in case you wonder who I am, my name is Cheung. The seminar that we will run for today and tomorrow will be concentrated on dealing with different systems, mainly using the principle of Wing Chun technique. And before we start off, I think we just stretch out, maybe make another line across, so that we just warm up a bit. See, I like to hear a lot of questions because I'm not so sure what you know and what you don't know. So the more you ask, the more we are able to communicate. So we just maybe just rotate. I always do my warm-up from the toe onwards. And maybe we form the toes out from here. What? Okay. And then loosen up a bit. Technique. So, they claim that this will help you develop your teeth. You put the tongue on the upper palate of your mouth, and you always breathe out first, then you breathe in, right? So you take a breath of air first, and then you push this air down to the lower abdomen, and then you push your arm down, breathe out through your nose, right? And then you breathe in, and then push the air down, then you breathe out. In, push it down, and then push it out. Okay. Firstly, I'm going to introduce just briefly the Wing Chun system. Basically, we got the central line, right? So that enable us to use this straight line for attack. And will force the opponent to use a circular path. Because if you're facing the opponent like that, he can only come from the outside of your arm. Right? If you face him like that, he can come straight in the middle, he can come around. So basically just eliminate this straight attack from your opponent. And also we do the defense with the elbow for the lower attack. They attack the lower part of the body. What we call the middle gate, the lower gate, from the waist down, the lower gate. And then for the upper gate, right? So we might use a movement like that. Might use a movement like that, or might use a movement like that, right? So for the upper defense for the upper gate, we might use a movement like that, or like that, or like that, right? For the time being, right? So 3 movements, right? So for the middle gate, because you already occupy this area, so all you have to worry about this may be just underneath the elbow. So for the middle gate, we just drop this down, or we bring this arm around. Right? So it's just 2 movements. Right? So maybe we'll use another one for this part. Right? The part side. Okay. So for strike, we will limit our arm striking with the straight path, right? So for strike, it's just straight movement rather than arm movement, right? But though we will be doing a lot of wooden dummy techniques, you will find that a lot of techniques that will actually use some circular striking path, like that actually is more or less a semi-circular striking path, right? For palm strikes. Right? Footwork, what we do is, if we step forward, we go around before we step forward, right? If we step backward, we just go straight back, because you don't just, So the reason you come around, because firstly, transferring your weight. Secondly, you protect your groin when you go around. So protect, right? So how about if we just do a few simple movements first, then we'll talk about dealing with all different systems of other styles, right? So let's stretch out. When you stretch out, getting ready, pack those fingers together and tuck your thumb in. So you protect your thumb and protect your finger, right? So from here, right? And then we step forward, 1, 2, 3, right? Now you keep your supporting arm near the elbow, so it protects you, right? Yeah. Now when you hold the fist, pack those fingers together, curl up the fingers first, then put your thumb over the first finger. Right? And make sure when you strike, you don't strike like that, because you might do damage to your wrist. Right? You strike like this. Okay? So from here, right, back again, right? Straight. Then come back. Right? Now, make sure you don't drag your feet, because you slow yourself down. Pick up your foot. Right? Don't drag your feet. Okay? Now, see. 1. Back. 2. Back. 3. Back. 4. Back. 5. Back. 6. Back. 7. Back. 8. Back. 9. Back. 10. Back. Okay? Now, so we have 4 combinations of situations when we start off from here. Right? We can, what we did, we step up with the right foot, right? We're on the left leading arm, right? We step up with the right foot, we punch with the right arm first, right? So another situation is, we're in the left leading arm, we step up with the right foot, right? We punch with the left, and then the right, the left. Okay? So let's try this. Right? So, 1. Back. 2. Back. Now keep your eye on where you're hitting. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. All right. Now, on the other side, the same thing, right? So you have 4 situations from here that we can step up, punch with this one, and we can step up, punch with that one. Okay? So, we just do one more, then we will talk about dealing with a foreign system. Right? So from here, we do a build out. Right? Now, if I don't move my body, I do this movement, you find that this movement is not in the middle. Right? This movement is outside from the middle. Right? So let's do a few times first. 1, maybe we do 2 on the chord 1. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? You land it with your arm like this. Right? Okay? And keep your support. 9, 10. Okay? Now this time, now when we move, because we use 2 arms to defend for one attack. So we sort of eliminate a counter attack movement with our arms. So what we have to do is to prepare for to counter with a kick. So what we do is, right? So we shift to the right foot, but before we shift that, we're going to open up this right foot because you would not do a front kick like that. You're twisting your body, the force got nowhere to go, and when you hit something, it'll push you off balance. So what you have to do is, if you were going to do a front kick, right, you have to open up this one and kick so the force can escape when it comes back, right? So from here, same thing, we open up the right foot, we kick, and then punch, right? Now, and also, you don't kick towards this point because there's nothing there, right? He throws a punch, you kick inside because there's nothing there. You kick inside of this arm. You don't kick along this arm, right? Okay? Kick. Right? So from here, kick, punch. Right? So, one, kick, punch, right? So push this out, kick inside, punch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now I'll do the other side. Same thing. We have 4 situations with the leading arm. We're going to do the busa with the supporting hand. Right? We have actually 8 situations. Yeah. But you'll find them out anyway. So what we do is we turn to the open up to the left, right? Kick, punch, right? All right. So you kick. You can kick with the other leg, but we're doing kicking with the busa outside. All right. So from here, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Does anyone have any trouble? Yeah, you guys carry on. Maybe change your call. Tell me you have trouble.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Simple system. Right? A system is, right? He step forward in punch. Right? Right? Because he got to reach in order to send his fist to his target, right? So he step forward and punch. Right? And then he step forward with the back foot, he kicks. Because he's breaching. Alright? So we deal with step forward and punch, step back and kick. Alright? So the system, the Wing Chun, our system, the most essential thing is that if you can watch this point, the elbow point, and you can interpret his movement from here, right? Then you stand a very good chance of stopping it, right? So all this is come from experience, because it's very deceiving when you see this movement and then he hits, isn't it? You have to relate it to. Right? So you have to start watching some position, some point, right? So I suggest that you watch the elbow, right? Because if you see from here, he throws the punch, say he throws like that, right? So the punch is traveling this distance, and the elbows only travel half the distance of the punch, right? So, and also it's further away from you, it's easier for focusing. Okay? If he throws a round punch, right? If he throws a round punch, so because, just to simplify things, right? He's not going to throw it like that, but he's going to bring it around like that, right? But still, it is for simplify things, it's his arms like that, throwing a round punch like that. This point will travel 3 or 4 times slower than that point, because it's inside the circumference, right? This is the axis. Say the center, the axis, is spin around along the axis, right? So that is on the outside. So that must be about 3.5 times, 4 times, if this is the unit of 1. So you stand a better chance of watching here than you would have watched the fist. Right? Another thing that this our system that we will learn how to stop and block or deflect near the elbow anyway. So you're not watching somewhere that you know has no meaning in the defense, right? You're actually going towards the elbow to defend rather than going to the fist. You understand? Because except in boxing that they block. All the other styles they don't block or punches. They deflect. Right? Block means stopping it. Right? Even karate they don't do that to block. They do that to deflect. Isn't it? Right? So you watch the fist, that means you're not actually making contact with the point you're watching. And we are making the point with where we're watching. So you watch the point that when you want to deflect. I usually concentrate somewhere near the elbow, not exactly on the elbow, because that's where I'm going to make contact. Does it make sense? Alright. So, okay. In order for you to be able to react, to, a sharp movement like that, you got to see it. You got to see it before, and have the experience, and have the relationship of that stepping in and punch, right? So basically, we're dealing with stepping in and punch, or stepping in with the back foot and kick, or if he's stepping away, he can only spin, isn't it? Because you are here. Say you are here, right? I'm stepping away, I can only spin. or I stand away, I can only, right? So basically, you only working for, if he's standing across this way, he got the hook, isn't it? Because if you punch straight, you're not here, isn't it? So you're basically looking for four things, right? We're not talking about he's hitting with the free hand, he's hitting with the rear foot at the end, which is so simplify things first, right? So if he moves his front foot, he can move three ways. Move straight line forward, and move across, right? And then move out, right? So he moves his back foot, he can move in, and he can move there, I don't know why, and move there. You reckon that throws that one out? I don't know how it works. But he can do that, right? It's up to you to stop him. Okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to pair up. We're going to get your partner. You just put down your arms. I want you to see first, right? If you don't see it, you don't know what comes to you. So just get your partner just to step in and jab, right? Just watch from here until you get the relationship of this movement, right? From watching here. Okay, so let's pair up, right? Yeah, watch the elbow. Right? Now, he's stepping in and punch. Right? So you watch here. Right? You just watch there. Right? Don't hit it. Yeah. Right? So you just have to get used to it. Right? So you watch here. Right? Right? With that punch there. Is any problem, any query? So what we want to do actually is just to stand here like a dummy, just watch his elbow in relating to the stepping in and the punch, right? So you got to see it first to believe it, right? But not in religion. So you just have to take yourself of that shock. That he's stepping in his, the big piece coming towards you. So once you're familiar with that, and we can do something with it. If you're not familiar with that, there's no technique, no style can help you. Okay? Okay. Now, close your eyes.
Very good.
Good. Yeah, good. Right? Right. So just try to think like this. The movement from here my foot step. Wait. What we're going to do now is we're going to go back to some of the techniques that I say we will use, right? We'll use the Pak Sao, we'll use the Biu Sao, right? And we'll use the higher Bong Sao and the Tan Sao. All right, so assume you stand in any position that you are sort of comfortable. It doesn't matter. I mean, style and whatever is to actually intended to help you to be comfortable, right? So if any style that makes you uncomfortable, don't learn it. Yeah? Right? I mean, you are the boss, right? So you just stand any position you feel that you're comfortable with. Somebody's going to hit you, or you're going to, be prepared in a sparring, right? So you stand there and put up your arm, right? So you watch that elbow you watch that elbow that comes in, and don't think it's an elbow. Think it is a baseball, right? And think that you're going to catch it, or you're going to push it away, right? So I'm going to introduce you to the parts of that. Don't ever use the finger. Don't use the fingers because it doesn't do anything. Only break your finger. Right? Use the palm, right? So to get to block is easy, but to get the control is difficult. So that's why you need a lot of practice, right? So I'm standing here, right? And he comes in, and he steps in and throw a punch. Right? I'll stand here. That's the most comfortable. I could stand here like that. That's the most comfortable. That's all right with me, right? But I think I'm most comfortable here, right? So he comes in and he throws that punch, right? Step in. Yeah, right? So I want you to sort of deflect it, and maintain contact, right? Don't push it away, then you're out. So he comes in, step sharp. Yeah, right? Okay. Right? So maintain control. We just do one step at a time. Right? All right. Remember, use your palm, right? Don't use your finger, right? Because you don't have control over it, right? Use your palm, right? Yeah. Check it. Yeah. Check it out. You do that. You make it possible. Right? Okay. Now you get ready. All right. Good. Don't watch me. Because I'm going to hit you with my nose. Don't watch my nose. Okay, now, see, we got a lot to get through, so we just, I just give you sort of the procedure, right? You can train in your spare time, right? So, now we have an idea that he steps in, he jabs, and then we're going to cover the arm. So, if we can counter, the same time we defend, then we put ourselves in a very, very good situation, right? But generally speaking, that if you push this arm away, you're opening up the path for attack. But it's not enough. So what you have to do is you have to compensate with your footwork. Right? Right? But before we do that, I just want to set your mind at ease that if he moves his front foot to step in, he cannot hit with his front foot. Do we agree? Right? So we have one thing less to worry about at that time is stepping. Right? But he can use the other three. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to sort of now we push the arm across. If we push the arm across that way, right, it comes in, right? And we sort of step across. We step across slightly. If I step in straight and I walk straight into sort of a clash with his feet, right? With his foot. I don't want that. So I take a small step across, right? Okay? So what we're going to do now is push across slightly, diagonally, step across, right? Now, how do you guide your punch? You guide your punch by punching underneath this arm, right? If I punch here, there's nobody here, right? So if I punch there, no one there. So I guide my punch by this palm here, right? I guide my punch by this arm there. Okay? So punch underneath, right? But if you push this too far, then it's a different story altogether, right? So this is the most economic way, right? If you push too far across, then you might have to punch like that. Then you might have to, you can trap your arm, right? So you punch. Okay? So let's pair up and, but hang on, that's another situation. If you push, say if he comes in here, if you push here, then you still have to step across, but you punch, you lean on this arm. If you push from the inside of the arm, if you push outside, if you push inside, then you have to actually push this across before you can get in, isn't it? Right? Right? All right? Very economical movement. But you can still do it because you can actually, you have to move his arm to the elbow so that you can get in. So yeah, instead of leaning this way, lean back. Yeah. You get ready. Okay, so we have a slight problem here, right? Because if you right, so it's not very comfortable, right? So what I do now is I introduce you another movement that you just push that up, right? You just push that up, but you still have to step across. See, it's not I don't find comfortable standing on the front stance like that. I find comfortable standing on here because I can move my feet, right? But some of you may be able to do it, right? Right. So you go underneath, push it up, and then strike. Right? But if you go for the outside, right, you can actually very comfortable. You just take a half a step across. All right. So we're going to put in the combination now, right? So from here it comes in, right? So we actually we're doing this from here, right? And then exchange contact, right? So from here, exchange contact, exchange contact. So from here, exchange contact. But if I'm inside, exchange contact. Okay. So it's same thing. It's either come this way, exchange contact, or come that way, exchange contact.
You're not really losing contact with the block.
Well, yeah, on top. Yeah. See, because you are here, right? Or here. No. See, to get this arm there, you don't go look for this arm. Right? You just follow through your own arm because that arm is in the air. No, don't grab. Yeah, good. Right. Push out. There. Yeah, right. And then just there. Yeah, don't bring it back. Push it down. This. Okay. Push it out. Don't bring it back. Right? Push it out. Right? If you bring it back, you lost it. Right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. Push down. Yeah. Right? If you bring it back, you lost it. Yeah.
Come on, Rick, do it like you mean it.
Okay, I got that on the first shot. Now,
So what you have to do is don't step in here though. Don't step in here. Step in here. Yeah, step in that. Because you're on the front leg, you're on the cross leg. You always step inside. And the other one. Yeah. I'm going to explain this situation now. Okay, now, just pay attention here, right? So if you're dealing from the inside of the arm, right? From here, but when you exchange this one, and this is getting on top of you, right? So it's not very good. So what we're going to do now is punch, and we'll go further over there. We'll go further over this side. So you only have to watch about this one. But if you do that and that, because of that one and that one, and you, no good, right? So what do we do, right? See, we go further. So you completely analyze and now this arm. You only have to watch this one, right? So you go further towards the point. Go further towards the point. You make contact. All right? On this leg, on cross leg. right? On cross leg, right? You just step across with a rear foot, right? You cannot step, you cannot. All right? Just do whatever it makes sense. They hang over. You from here, right? Now, which the point you make contact here, not here. Yeah. Now, wrong foot. You step. Ôi, em mua khi I'm going to show you the parts out for dealing with pigs, right? Same thing that you must use this part of the palm, right? Never use your finger to block pigs, right? And also don't use force against force, right? You're going to break your hand. You got to think this is a ball. You're going to catch it. Right? So you cannot catch a ball, you push against it, right? You're going to sort of assault and go with it so you can control it, right? So it comes in, it comes in, shift in, and it kicks, right? So what you want is from here, kick with the front foot, shift in, yeah, kick with the front foot, right? So I want you to with the front foot. So I want you to push across, right, and then come back up to counter attack. So, see, I don't start off from here, right, but most of you do. So I'll do what you do. Right. So from here we step across, and then we just have to step, right. So push across, right, and then come back in again. Push across, come back. This slightly shifting to, right? Okay? So 1, 2. Right? 1, 2. Right? So if you're in this position here, 1, 2. 1, 2. Now don't step in with the back foot. Right? So it is 1 and 2. Yeah, good. Right? 1 and 2. Right? 1 and 2. 1, 2. Good. 1, 2. 1, 2. Right? So right? So you bridge in with the back foot, right? You bridge in with the back, not back foot. Yeah, and then kick, right? So what you do is, right? That you use that to cover the leading elbow, and then you can counter. Right? Okay? So if I just stay here, right? And this might land on my foot, so that's why I take a small step across, right? And then I step diagonally up to counter attack. All right? Okay? But if I am on cross leg, right? Same thing, right? Right? But if you bridge inside kick, it makes no difference. Yeah, it makes no difference, right? As long as you cover his foot, his leg from the above, like that, blocking above, right? All right? Don't use your head, don't use your fingers, right? Use your palm, right? And also, if you block from underneath, if block things coming from underneath, don't ever block like that, because you're going to break your wrist, right? Lock your wrist like that, so coming from across, right? If you block like that, you're going to break your wrist. All right? Okay? Same thing with the kick, right? You watch the knee, and then you block maybe halfway. Don't try to get to the foot, because it's difficult. Right? So you watch the knee. If we do on the wooden dummy, maybe we just come around, something like squat down, and then we so there, right? So that's the one we did, right? So another one from the inside here, right? There, right? From the inside, here, there, there. So with wooden dummy, you have to understand what technique you actually using. Then you can, because this thing is dead, right? So you have to modify. But when you practice, that's why you practice wooden dummy technique, and you must practice with a partner so that you can get the feel of it, in a real situation. And then with the block of the kick, so from here, cover. So if you cover from inside, that means from here, you cover from the inside, then you push across, and you but if the other arm comes in first, then you push across. Okay. So I think what we're going to do now, we're going to take a few minutes break, freshen ourselves up, and then we go on to the next stage. All right? And the technique I'm showing you now, you don't need a wooden dummy to practice wooden dummy technique. You can get a partner or you can just do it, right? So, now, firstly I want to introduce you to a stance. It's called a neutral stance, right? I got this line here, that because I don't commit to one way or the other way, right? So some of you watch tennis or basketball, a defender or tennis, the receiver, he will stand like this and waiting for the ball. So you can go this way, that way, that way, that way, or back, or anywhere, right? So you don't see a receiver putting one foot forward to wait for the ball because you'll get trapped over there. Same thing with basketball. You guys play basketball? You don't, when you're a defender, you don't put one foot forward, you're going to pass you over there. Right? Same thing in fighting. Right? You don't know you are a receiver, you are an attacker. Right? So, generally speaking, at certain distance, then you stand on a neutral stance. You don't commit yourself. Right? If you can commit yourself, your blind side is very open. Right? So, of course, very few people can take advantage of it. So this is the neutral stance. Basically, you just don't commit on one side or the other side. Right? And you could turn slightly, still keep the feet on the same level, turn slightly, right? And then so you're limiting sort of your target. I mean, the area you're going to protect. Right? But basically it's the same that you can go this side, that side, front, this way, like that. Right? But if you're on the front stance, you're restricting your footwork, right? So it's just a matter of practice. Once you understand, right? Right? You never swivel. Don't do that. Right? Always step into your movement. Right? Don't do that. Right? Okay. So, and then if I want to go to the left side, I just bring up my foot across. If I'm going to go forward, go forward. If from here I want to go to the right side, then just bring. So go across from behind. Don't go across from the front. From behind the other leg. Okay. So and then when we want to enter, we want to make an entry. So I'm talking a stage that you actually facing your, you say that, you're facing your opponent at a distance, right? That you're using that, but when you're in here, you don't, because you don't need to go either side. All you need is just exchanging, right? So from here, I want to enter. I want to be able to cover my area, the body, right, when I enter. So if I just enter like that, I have some gaps here. I have to, take care of it. So diverts my attention. So I suggest that I enter like this, right? Bring up my leg, enter, right? So this is actually the first movement in the wooden dummy. Right? So enter, right? You bring your foot across, bring your leg across, you can feel that. Okay. So, and then if I want to go, to the left side, I just bring up my foot across. If I'm going to go forward, If from here I want to go to the right side, then just bring. So go across from behind. Don't go across from the front. From behind the other leg. Okay? So, and then when we want to enter, we want to make an entry. So, I'm talking a stage that you actually facing your, you're facing your opponent at a distance, right? That you're using that, but when you're in here, you don't, because you don't need to go either side. All you need is just exchanging, right? So from here, I want to enter. I want to be able to cover my area, the body, right, when I enter. So if I just enter like that, I have some gaps here. I have to, take care of it. So diverts my attention. So I suggest that I enter like this, right? Bring up my leg, enter. Right? So this is actually the first movement in the wooden dummy. Right? So enter. You bring your foot across, bring your leg across. You can feel that. It's a matter of practice. So we just do a few times the entry technique. So come in, right? So you enter using the field out, right? So you actually do the field out before you go across, because you cover this area, you sort of cover this area, and then you go across, and then you enter, right? Okay, so what we're going to do now is, we got this chap here, right? He's standing there in an orthodox style, just an orthodox style. All right, so I'm from here, I'm entering, and then I just, right? Okay, right, so, okay. So from here, exchange, right? Okay. Okay, so can we clear up? So you come in here, just rotate, same time you bring. Yeah. All right, now let's just watch here, right? Actually, right. So we're here. This is the, I assume this is the leading arm, right? So when you do wooden dummy, you have to know, because some of these are not there, not here. Right? So assume this is the leading arm. Right? So you enter, right? You enter in the middle, but when you land to the blind side, then you rotate around. Right? So from here, okay? So you make contact here. You exchange, and then you make exchange. What we can do is actually land here, then we come across, right? Because a lot of you spending so much time staying up here, right? So what we do, right? We can land like that, right? Not like that, slightly like that, right? And then you follow through your arm. You follow through your arm, and you cannot miss his arm, right? Your arm is temporary trapped. Doesn't matter, because you're going to withdraw the left arm anyway. So, okay? All right? So you lean slightly side on, right? Okay. You land, two, you exchange, right? One, right? So you don't land like that. Two square on is covering you. You land like that. I don't land. Right? So from here, 1, 2, right? So we're going to follow through 1, 2, 3, right? So follow through with the exchange. Okay? You're going to do that? No. 1, 2, 3. Right, just follow through. other side. Okay, 2, right? 3, right? We follow through. If we strike, we won't hit this leg. But we don't strike, we hit this leg, right? So we got from here after the strike, right? If we strike, we won't hit this, right? But when you do it, you do both. You do both, right? But when you actually apply, you do on the wooden dummy, you do both, right? You do that, right? But when you actually apply, you either do this or you do that. You don't do both. Right? So you got from here, there. Right? So you can practice either strike with this one. This from here, you just rotate. Strike with this one, or from here, here, you just strike with the leg. Okay? Strike. Right. But if you don't, no, he just uses, no, you just push him across, right? And then you strike. Yeah. Yeah. That come from above. Not like that. Yeah. Like that doesn't do very much. Don't do that. If you isolate this one actually turns left because here you here. So you turn. We can maybe also I can right okay, now we just get this movement cleared up. So we got from here we lay, from here we lay, we come in and we strike. This is not a phục sao as such, right? This is just Yun sao, just turn him around so you can strike to the kidney, right? Or you can, like this kick, you bring it up, right? You bring it up and storm down. Right? It's not like that, right? Okay? So that is actually just to turn him around. Okay? So from here, right, then you do a gang cell, right? Gang cell in the bone. Remember, if you think this is the attack, right? See, when you practice, that's why there's no point in doing wooden technique unless you know what you're doing, right? Because nobody comes in with 2 punches like that. So when you practice, you do that, but in fact you either do this level or that level. You don't do. Yeah, doesn't mean that you have to deal with 2 attacks at one time. Right? So you practice like that. And then you're pushing this away from your body. If you do that, this is not right because that is still facing you. Right? So when you attack, so you're pushing that away. Same thing is, if you do that, that's facing you. Okay? Okay? Right? Away from body. Right? This direction, away. If you do that, that's not right. So you go. So in that situation, he might be stepping back and punch. So you do that, or you can just do the bounce out. See, the whole idea about training wooden dummy technique is you practice on here, get the movement, right? Then you practice with the live partner. Then you get the real situation, right? Because this thing is there. You can't hang on to this and kick. But with a live one, you just turn and kick. You cannot hang on to it. Okay? So let's clear up that from this kick situation, or from this situation, from this one here, and he just throw a punch. He just throw a punch, or maybe he step, throw a punch. Right? So you just using gang cell or using the bone cell. Right? From here you do this one, and he steps back, right, and throws that punch, right? You do a gang cell, or you do a bounce out, or you do a bounce. Right? Okay?
Okay, let's do if I step back here. Oh, that's right.
Let's just go through it slowly, right? So remember, in the sequence, then you think that you can do it in real situations, right? That's sort of one step closer to being able to do it, right? So you enter from here, right? There, right? See, if I step, I try to stomp his knee, and he steps back, and he throws a punch. Right? Okay? So that's the practice, that's all. Right? So we haven't done the next one follow-up that getting right. But we just, because you got his knee, right? So he just step back and throw a punch. All right? Okay?
Whatever.
Now, you watch my foot. Right? I bring my foot in and then out again. And then out again. So we do the bounce out, we turn. Right? Okay? The reason I bring my foot in because you find in this situation he will hit me. Right? So if I turn my foot in, he won't because I just miss. I just come back out. Come out. So if you do the bounce out, you do that. If you do the bounce out, you actually from here, right? So you want to go to the blind side. That's the blind. So from here, right? You miss out that one, right? You bring it around, and you can go to the blind side. So from here, this if it's with the bounce out, with the bounce out, right? Then you can, right? You just bring that up, bring this up, and then do a bounce out, then you go to the blind side, right? Okay. Right. That up.
It's starting to make sense. All the pieces are coming together.
From here. I got step in.
Yeah. Keep contact. Keep contact, right? If you're starting from the inside, yeah. Then do Oh, this is another technique. Some people are doing this. Some people are doing that. Right, so this is on the inside. Right? Bring it out. Right? So there.
Come on out.
There. So this guy is coming out, right? Coming out. Yeah.
Stepping out.
There.
Somebody's coming to the inside. It's changing. Here, here, they come here, here, step back out.
We do it one thing at a time, right? So we do this the sequence from here, and we step. So he's going to avoid that step. He steps back same time that we do that, right? Then we go in, right? So from here, step there, and then you come back in and come back out again. Just do the bounce out first, then we do the bounce out, because otherwise, it's getting very confusing.
This is a source of Wing Chun. No action, huh?
I don't know, no action? That was action. You kidding? All right.
And then turn.
You want to go to conference? Need a commercial. Get back. Good.
One is when you hit here, that punch comes in, and your feet will be sort of you're talking about this point here. Your feet will be level, right? Then you bring this foot, you bring your left foot across, then you go out, right? Follow through, right? Or if you land it with this left foot forward, well, if you level, you bring it across, then you follow up, right? But if you land it, the left foot forward, you bring it in and you bring it out. You bring it in and follow through, right? It's two situations. But you cannot do it with a bounce out with the right foot forward. You cannot do that because you're completely twisted. And then when you bounce out, you must face this point here. All right? Are we clear in this? Right? You just go down. All right. So now this time we do the gangs out. The gangs out, we're using this part, but because we are in danger of being hit from this side, so that's why we got to change over very quickly to the blind side. Right? So from here, that you see this from underneath, around, and then exchange. Right? So across, around, and then exchange. Right? In the wooden dummy, see, because it's right? So that's why millions of them practicing wooden dummy technique, and none of them can use it. Because when you do the guns, right? It is like that. Right? Cross, there, right? So because this arm will not move, right? So in fact, it works like this, right? So across, around, right? I like to push, but people like to grab. So when you get here, around, right? So what I do is across, around, people grab, or I push. All right? So the trick is you bring that around. All right? So it's nothing like what you do in the wooden dummy at all. So that's the first 10 movements. So what we actually do is from here, strike, down, so, around, strike. Right? Okay? So it makes up the 10 movement. So we finish. We pair up and do that gang sao, right? So from here, and then strike, right? That, around, and then strike. All right? On the contact here, face this, don't face him. Face him, you're going to get hit here. Face here. All right? All right, any questions? You must face the point of contact, and then you trap the arm there, right? Now, see if this foot is forward, if the right foot is forward, same thing, you bring that right foot back. But if the left foot forward, you don't really have to move. But if that right foot is forward, then you bring that foot back. When you bring that arm around, right? So you can do a punch, right? A punch, right? Punch, right? Right. So practice like that, right? Practice the gang sao and Cheung Sham. Right? So this is to maneuver from the inside to the outside. All right? Here. You must turn. You cannot come straight. So here, there. Now, they do a little bit. This is a little bit back. Here. Nice and slow. Instead of bringing it back, then you have to bring it back. Just keep it up. You're inside, right? So to get outside, you turn this one. And that one. So you're inside, outside.
This is Siva. What do you want looking at?
Something like it, but you've got to make sure it's not connected. We're doing gang sao. doing guns out. Yeah, guns out. Right? So you bring it around, and around, and you release this arm for strap. I do it slowly. From here, right? You do a guns out, right? If you have a front foot, then you must withdraw that front foot when you bring the arm, right arm from underneath his arm, the exchange, and then you can follow through, right? So we go 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3, right? Okay? 1, 2, 3. Bring the front foot back. Right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? 1, 2, 3. All right. So can we? Any questions from there? Right? But if you happen to be this foot forward, same thing. You're going to bring that foot back, the front foot back. You just bring it back and bring it forward. Bring it back, bring it forward. Left foot, same thing. Bring it back, bring it forward. Because when you bring this across you, it's going to come into you, isn't it? What are you doing? Right? Okay? All right? Yes.
When you do your
Counter. It's only stopping with this one, but you position that one.
are you turning
Towards the point in contact. Don't look at him. You look at him, you're going to get hit. Look at here. Right? Right? You look at the point of contact. Don't look at the person.
Okay, but you don't move your body that way. You just turn that way, right?
Yeah. There. Yeah. So if you're on the front stance, you're already facing that direction. Huh? But it's only when you're here, this foot forward, when you're here. Huh?
Front stance,
Yeah.
and then you step forward without.
Now, see, I think the best way is if you pair up with your partner. So you come here. Right? 2, you bring your foot back, and then step forward, and 3, you strike. Good, right? I'll do it again. 1, you face this point of contact. 2, straight. Yeah, good, right? Do it again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right? 1, 2, 3. Okay? So just keep going.
Use a bone for all of here. And just don't lean them over the
Here, my foot becomes my feet. You did it.
So each one will go to the outside. Same counts out with the right foot forward. You bring the foot back, and then you strike. Bring the foot back. Right? So that is the footwork. Right? So, because you cannot bring this arm across unless you bring this foot back. All right? make contact down here, right? You step slightly, bring it around, strike. Now, you've got to step across a little bit, right? Then you strike, right? Do the guns out, or the bombs out, right? And then you bring this foot back and strike, right? Turn around. Turn to the blind side and strike, right? And guns out, right? So we finish the 10 with that, right? So we actually did the guns out on the right side, right? So we will practice the guns out on the right side, right? And if you get a set of wooden dummy techniques, that'll show you very clearly that all the 10 moves, right? So you got from here, right? So we do on the ganso on the right side. All right. So get your opponent to step back and throw a left round punch and do the ganso. Same thing. That you from here, if you got left foot forward, you bring this foot back before you back and then forth. Right? If you got the right foot forward, right? You bring the right foot back, then forward. Okay? Right? So back and forth, right? 6. Right? Back and forth. All right, so let's pair up. Come from the outside, so if you come from the outside, when you are here.
Yeah, I got you walking away.
Hi.
It's good,
Watch them do the same
to get some terminology, right? Outside is this is the outside, this is the inside, right? That is the outside, that is the inside, right? So this general terminology. And also, one other thing. Well, I'll come to it, right? Oh, this is parallel. If I enter, that's the leading arm. If I enter, if I enter right arm, left arm against right arm, I enter parallel arm, and that's cross arm. I enter parallel leg, right against left against right, cross leg, right? So the general rule is that if I enter parallel leg, left leg against right front stance, right? I do not want to go in here because I haven't got him covered, and he'll get me. He's actually on my blind side, right? I don't want to go here or here. Outside, my foot, right? My left foot. I don't want to go inside of his stance. I want to go here or here, right? If it's parallel leg, I want to go where?
Outside.
Outside of this parallel, facing, right? But if it's cross leg, I don't go outside because, you know, you cannot keep your balance from out here, right? I go parallel or facing or inside, right? Okay? So with the arms, the maneuvers come from the arms, right? So we have learned from here, we come back, and then we turn from inside to outside. We got from here, we come back, right? We come back from inside to outside. Generally, you want to go to the outside of the arm, right?
Yeah.
Because you have more control of the free arm, right? If you go to the inside of the arm, you have to deal with this arm and you have to deal with that arm. Okay? Is there any questions? So what we're going to do now is we go back to that system that step, a jab, and a cross, right? So we want from here, we want, right? So when you dealing with an attacking arm from the inside of the arm, you don't go in here. You don't go towards the person, towards the body. You go towards the point of contact, right? So you notify this arm. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? So from here, right? You go towards this point of contact. So you don't have to deal with that one. You don't have to deal with this one because this one you have to release before you can, right? But if I do, I coming in here, right? This will probably will not be sufficient to stop this punch, and then I have to worry about this one. Okay? So we come back to the system, the technique that we're doing before, right? So we do a build out, and then maybe a lapse out on, but step in towards the point of contact. Okay? So let's. maybe you go 1, 2, right? So 1, 2, right? 1, 2, right? So you watch the nearest elbow because it's further away from you, right? And it gives you a better focus, and also give you more indication. And you're going to cover the elbow anyway, right? You're going to cover near the elbow anyway. Right? So you could, like I did, right? I'm actually stepping with parallel leg. I don't step too far in here because he could sweep me. I just step to that leg. Right? Right? You cannot step towards this point, but if I do, I step in this one. I don't step. Right? But with parallel, I don't step over there because he pushed my elbow, then he will be on my palm side. Right? So a lot of this is just common sense. Whatever is comfortable, you feel comfortable, then you're doing the right thing. All right?
I want to go this way.
Yeah, you want to go. Inside, so go back to that principle that we're using. All right. Is it clear? Yes. Now? Yeah. Unless you release it. So only have 1 hour to worry about. This is cross leg, right? So you step inside there, right? So you change. Now, just still cross. Okay, now parallel is when you come to That depends on what leg forward. You're dealing with this leg, parallel leg. Then if you deal with the other one, cross leg, right? No, this is front leg. This is your front leg against the other person's front leg. Not parallel. No. All depends on which leg. There is no That's parallel leg, right? So he's stepping in the wrong part. Parallel leg. His front leg against your front leg. What's that? Parallel. His front against you. You're right. You're right. This is his front leg, and this is your front leg, right? So we put in a notation that we say parallel leg means right leg against left, and then if you had the other foot over left against right. We call it parallel. Is that clear? Yes. Huh? Yes. But if right leg against right leg, we call it cross. Right? So then the situation comes into when we say set the principle, the law, the rule that with parallel leg, we either step toe to toe, always work with toe to toe, right? Doesn't matter cross or parallel. But either toe to toe or we go outside. We never go inside. Right? Because the moment when you're laying is very vulnerable. You can be swept, and also you turn into a blind. They set you at the blind side, right? So you go outside. With cross leg, you either go toe to toe or you go inside, right? We're talking about front leg against front leg, cross leg, right leg against right, or left against left. Parallel right against left or left against right. All right. So the situation And then from the two punches, the basic two punches, you step in and punch, right? You step in, punch, and then you punch again, right? So you are inside. So I say, what happens is, if you're in this situation, right? If you're in this situation, you don't go towards this point because this is covering you, right? So you just go here. You just have to watch that one, right? But if you are in cross leg, then what happens is from here, and then you go towards this point because you limit the movement of this arm, and you only have to watch that one. So you must watch that one. Right. I must watch that one. Because that is the free arm that you can, right? So sometimes what you can do is you can actually strike to the point because we deal with the elbow. So we strike near the elbow, then it's easier for us to cover the elbow, right? So what I do is from here, right, and then punch, right? I strike towards the elbow, so I'm covering the elbow. Right? But sometimes you cannot do that because you might be turning from here. You cannot. But you go near where you instead of go to his head, then you have a lot of free room. Right? But you watch the technique that we were doing. That two techniques that I show you that you can maneuver from inside to outside. So that's why there's so much necessity that for you to be able to actually maneuvering your arms from inside to outside. Right? A lot of other styles, including some Wing Chun masters, they trying to get you to go in like that or go in like that. In fact, I don't think it's very practical because you are controlling his leg, but he's controlling yours too. So it's no advantage to either side. Right? So I prefer to be here rather than here. And he said he can take me, so I can take him. So it doesn't make any difference. But generally, when you make contact, then you limit a lot of situations that he can kick with a close distance. Right? So we just deal with we're just using the Pak Sao and the Lap Sao so far. There's other techniques that you can use that are much more practical in those short punch situations. Okay, so just get the footwork and the arm coordination first, and then we go on to what
Ready? You gotta give me a smile. Very good. Ran, look at me. Smile. You know what? With her yellow t-shirt, we're gonna lose now. Smile. Next time we'll bring the film. Okay. Ready? One more.
I want more.
Don't go away now. Don't go away. Get off